I have been to Mississippi, Jersey, Chicago, New York, Atlanta, and I learned one thing. Gambling is always the same. There really is no issue with it until something happens with the numbers. When the numbers are off, that's when we have a problem. Like in this case, Winky told us half the people played this week. Okay, that's fine. But don't be surprised when we leave you half dead. The boss had 3 sons. The oldest, Jimmy Two Blunts. He was an enforcer, but he didn't like hurting people, so he had to smoke a blunt before and after each job. The middle son, the accountant, Mr. Dean, was never actually good at math at all. Not sure how he became the accountant, but he was always good at money. He knew where every single dollar was that was in the business, down to the last cent. Yep, and it was never off. Then you got the youngest son. Between you and me, most people would say it was a disgrace, but I actually believe the boss was proud of him, as long as he stayed in Memphis and did not come up the East Coast. Yeah, the only one that went straight. I guess you could call it that. That's the youngest son, Andre. Then you had the boy's mother, Queen Sapphire Rose. She ran a brothel on the east side. Most of her clients were foreign dignitaries, police officers, and military members. They were servicemen, and her girls servicemen. If the money in the city was not going to the boss, then it was going to the queen. The boss met the queen through his sister. He was 5 years older than her, but while most guys rode the bus, he drove a Lincoln. She could not resist. They would eventually go to swing clubs all over the city, dancing. They were the talk of the town. Everybody knew who they were, and they were very popular. Shortly after, the boys came, 3 to be exact, all born 2 years apart. And those boys made their life very busy, and they kept the boys busy too, playing soccer, playing stickball in the fields. Anything they could do to keep them busy, they would. The boys learned the value of a dollar quick. All of them had jobs. First chimney sweepers, then shoe shiners, then newspaper salesmen. Whatever they can to earn a nickel, they did. Eventually, the boss and the queen split up. She wanted to travel the world and empower women, whereas because they grew apart, he wanted to stay home and build an empire, and that's exactly what he did. That's why we call him the boss. The boys grew up and went about their lives. The boss wanted them to come work for him. The youngest, who would always stay by a police station and watch the perps walk in, decided to become a deputy warden. The other 2 boys, wait, you already know this part. Over the years, the queen continued to see the world, empower women, talk to dignitaries, talk to kings and queens all over. She would come back and have lavish parties and banquets. The boys would help their mother set up the banquet halls so that the queen could have her speeches with the wives and the husbands. Politicians, police, foreign dignitaries would come in. Everyone would show up at her parties. On the other side of town, prohibition happened to the boss's business. He had the closest distillery. Luckily, on the outskirts, he had a warehouse where he kept the drinks flowing. He knew exactly what he had to do. Keep it on the wraps, keep the drinks flowing, keep those same customers. Meanwhile, the queen realized the men of that era did not want to hear about women's empowerment. But the queen knew the one thing the women had that men could never say no to, the oldest profession in the world, and she knew exactly what she had to do. The boss began to run numbers. He needed another source of income, and the people needed something to do with their money. So they started running numbers. Unfortunately, there was competition. The the boss decided to get his own hands dirty and let them know who they were messing with. So the boss and his older two sons had to make a statement. It was the talk of the city. There had been a huge fire on the outskirts of town. What they didn't tell you was the police did a raid on the boss, arrested him and his two sons. And as soon as the cop car drove away and took them into custody, something mysteriously happened to where the building burnt to the ground and the cops just sat there and let it happen. Now in court, they charged the men with anything they could throw at them: racketeering, RICO, assault, bribery, bootlegging. And the thing is, the middle son, the accountant, used the queen's brothel to launder the money for the boss. So even she was taken into custody. It seemed like fate had finally caught up with them. But then they realized the queen has too much dirt on everybody with all her connections and the women and all the wives. They had to let her go. Her girls came and picked her up. They got in a Rolls Royce, went back to the brothel and continued business as usual. 2 years prior, the youngest son got promoted and became a warden in a prison upstate. He gave his dad and brothers luxury accommodations until they were released because all the evidence burnt in the fire and they could not hold them.